Morning everyone, and happy Friday to you wherever you're joining from. Welcome to my first cyber safety guy roundup, which is one of the new episodes I'm going to add to my podcast on the blog. And I'm just going to basically go over the posts that I've done for the last month, obviously half month in this case because it's the 16th, and just have a quick chat about each of them and talk and use my words to put some flesh on the bone, so to speak. So the start of the month, we had the first post was one about Roblox, which is still a very popular game amongst a lot of the youth of today, and probably quite a few adults because it can be quite addictive. Quite a good game actually for what it is. I do think it is still one that isn't as secure as it could be for kids, and it is a bit of a playground for the predators online to let them have access to kids and do the stuff that they do, which we all know is not great. Some of us know more than others, unfortunately, but I take it from me, it's not great, and you want to protect your kids from it. So the good thing about it is that Roblox actually have released some more enhanced safety features, and I did go through that on the blog post, which I will repost a link to as part of this roundup on the blog. And it's basically they've enhanced some of the parental controls in the Roblox ecosystem, and you can now block individual users. All of these are available through a parent account basically, and you do that through your child's account. You go in there to set it up. In the blog post there's a link to a step-by-step guide that Roblox have created on their parental control center. You set that up, and then once you've done that, you can go into all of these enhanced features. You can block individual users. You can restrict access for your child to specific experiences, because there are mature level experiences within the Roblox environment which you will want to restrict access to. You can currently do that by maturity level, but this will actually allow you to add experiences that may not be covered under the maturity level that you've blocked. You can now monitor time spent on Roblox. You could already view and set limits on the daily screen time, but these new updates are giving you a more granular insight into how your child is spending their time in Roblox. You can see the last 20 experiences in which your child was involved in, and it'll help you to spot any experiences that you don't want them to be in, and then you can use that other new feature to block those. And they've also updated their Roblox Safety Center, and to be fair, it is quite a good repository of information now. If your kid is spending a lot of time on Roblox, I do suggest that you go there and make yourself aware of all of the different parental control features, because I can't go through everything that's available on there. You need to spend some time just to make sure you're happy with it. So that was the first post of this month. We then had, as always, we had the virtual pet therapy number 20. And I do generally hope that people are getting some good benefits, some smiles out of Leffy as much as I get out of him. You all know I rely on my wife and Leffy a great deal, and as I've mentioned many times, I call Collie my rock, and this little guy is definitely my pebble, because when she's not here, he is the one that keeps me right. On the post for this particular post, there's lots of pictures of Leffy looking extremely majestic, as he always does. One in the woods, but I will try and post them using my editing skills as I'm going through them. But yeah, there's one of him looking very majestic on a log in a forest. Then we have him doing his usual licking my face, which he likes to do a lot. I just think it's because of my crappy beard, but Colleen tells me it's because he actually likes me, but we'll see. Then there's a couple there of him helping me out after I've nearly killed myself on the bike again, and we have a little routine now where he has some of my water, I'm allowed a little bit of the water, and then he will have another drink of water before giving me a Leffy bath. It's almost like I don't need to go for a shower afterwards, but I do. There's one of him helping us to change the bedding. He likes to make himself comfortable in the old bedding, and then us enjoying the sun again. Can't beat it. We had a little Game of Thrones session where we watched Jon Snow come back. Oh, spoiler alert! Jon Snow comes back. Sorry about that. And there was a nice little video in this one of me and Leffy in the sun. Very rare occurrence in the sun, and I literally love little videos like this because it shows his playful side, and it shows how he can just help distract me, and it's memories like that that I will literally hold on to for my mental health sake. And next post after that was, could your child's online friend be a predator? And the answer to this question is, and always should be, yes. Because unless you know that is one of their friends from school, one of their friends from a club they go to, you don't know who is the other side of the screen that they're talking to. And the old days, you used to think, well, we can have a chat with them on camera, you can see them. You can't rely on that anymore. You have really, really intelligent AI these days, deep fakes, that let these predators create personas for themselves. So even if you have a video call with them, they can look like another teenager and sound like another teenager, and for all you know, that's what they are. It's worthy of note that technology is both a great thing and can also be the worst thing, especially when it comes to online child safety. You have all the normal risks that we've gone through on lots of occasions before, of the online grooming threat, the exposure to inappropriate content. Personal safety is a big one because, as I've said before, they can spend months, trying to make this relationship, gain the trust of the child, and then next thing you know about it is you wake up one day, your kid's not there because they've gone to meet this friend who they've known for the last 8 months, and it's not their friend. It's a predator who's done what they do. The psychological stress that can be caused by these predators. I've done a lot of posts recently on groups like 764, who are these online groups of individuals, and I use the term individuals and people very loosely. They are the scum of the earth. They are the worst, most depraved people, and when you get them together as a group, they egg each other on to do things more depraved than each other. It's like a badge of honor to them. So these are the sort of people who are out there, or part of the group of people who are out there targeting your kids, and for them, cyberbullying, grooming, exposing them to explicit content or making them create explicit content, it's all part of their game. But your child is the one who will have the life sentence dealing with this for the rest of their lives. You will be the one who has the sentence of having to support them. So it's worth protecting them now so that you don't have to go through that and they don't have to go through that, because these scumbags do not care. Your child is just an avatar on a screen to them. So please do pay attention to that one, because the long-term impacts are real, very real. There's some tips in there about how you can protect your children, but as always, there's no such thing as an exhaustive list when it comes to this. So the most important one that I go over and bang on about every time is honest and open communications, because if you have honest and open communications with your child, when they think there's something not right, or there's something amiss, or they want to question something, they're going to come straight to you, rather than rely on the internet to give them the answers, because believe me, you don't want to get all your answers from the internet. So you need to have those communications in place so that they know they can come to you and discuss something that they have concerns with. Just point out to them the importance of real life connections at the end of the day. You know, we all grew up in a different world where there was none of this social media, and I'm showing my age now, obviously, but we had to make friends with actual people, and that, you know, is always one of the best ways to know that you're making connections with a real person, and you can work out their intent and what have you, just from body language and what have you. So, but it also helps you to develop as a human being, and gives you those skills that you'll need later in life of having to actually talk to other people. It's one thing I got from the military, is that ability to talk to all kinds of different people, different ranks, different genders, different religious beliefs. You get those experiences by talking to people, and they are generally genuine experiences. Whereas on the internet, there's so much toxic culture on there. You're fed what you want to listen to by these echo chambers, so to speak. So that one there was a good post. I think there's a lot of good information in there, and worthy of a little read if you get the chance. Then following that one, we had another virtual pet therapy. This was number 21, and again, hopefully give you some nice giggles and some smiles. Couple of pictures of how he reacts when I get up in the morning. That is literally, he won't get out of his bed. He just sort of stares at me. When his mummy comes into the room, he's out of the bed. He's wagging his non-existent tail, and he's very excited. The next picture there, which hopefully is up on the screen now, is him looking longingly at treats. He will do anything for treats. He's very food orientated, and he will do as he's told when there's treats on offer, unless he's out and about and sees another dog. Then nothing stops him. But yeah, I wish that my wife looked at me the way that Leffy looks at treats, because, you know, that's real love there. That's what I'm saying. And followed by that, there was toast. We don't feed him toast, but he likes to lick the plate afterwards to make sure it's clean and we haven't left anything behind. Next was me looking very happy, because Leffy is not long out of the pool, and likes to sit on top of me when that happens. His seat, it's not my seat, it's his seat. If I get up out of my seat and go and do something, I will come back to him in my seat. I like to think it's because he's keeping it warm for me, but it's really not. Then we spent a couple of hours watching the VE Day presentation on TV, and I always like to sit down and watch things like this, because I've been quite blessed in the past. I've got to meet a lot of these World War II veterans at different events where they're not forgotten, and they are some very special people who did some very special things for us. And basically, the life we have today of freedom and democracy and all that other good stuff is because of them and the sacrifices they made. So I always take time to make sure that we sit down to remember that. And I try and teach Leffy, but I don't think he understands. But it's okay, you know, I understand for him. And the last one there, or picture there of that first set, is strawberries. Strawberries are coming into flower. Leffy loves strawberries, loves blueberries, and he likes to go and check on them every day to see if they're ready to eat yet. As you can see on the second set of photos, he's very dedicated to it. He tends to them, he cleans them. On this occasion though, he actually took one of them and decided that he was going to eat it, and you don't get anything off him once he started eating it. Then we have him sitting like a very distinguished gentleman. That's him waiting for, yep, you guessed it, a plate so that you could clean it. Next one, Leffy likes to think he's a lot bigger than he is, and does genuinely think he could take on a fully grown cheetah, but I don't think he would be able to. So we do try and keep him away from the cheetahs as much as possible. There's a puppy photo. Who doesn't love a good puppy photo? They're all popping up on my Amazon at the minute, this day in the past, because how, I don't know, but it's been over 7 years now since we got him, and that was what he used to look like, and now he's just a much bigger, more handsome version, as you can see from the next photo with his little dicky bow on and some artistic photography by the very talented Colleen. And I just wanted to finish off with some latte art, because I am always astounded by what they can do to latte art, and this is a flat white, obviously, because I don't drink lattes. But a swan, I mean, my God, I do latte art, and it looks like a cumulus nimbus cloud, and that's about as much as I can do when it comes to latte art. But that deserved a posting on the virtual pet therapy that week. And then the last post I've done, which was a couple of days ago, was one that really grips my, boils my blood, should we say. And it's Meta's the latest now to basically try and spin how encryption is this great thing for safety, for security and privacy. Privacy, I grant you, and that's why a lot of times I will get responses from people who hold that privacy as the most important thing, think our government is gonna go crazy and become all authoritarian and take away all their rights because we take away the encryption capabilities for people. I understand it. I don't agree with a lot of it, as you probably gather, and my blog post there just goes into the fact that they've brought in, or they've opened up the end-to-end encryption to cover more of their platform now. My biggest problem has always been that this protects people, but it also protects the criminal element who are out there endangering kids online and ultimately making them the victims of very real and very physical abuses. They then share that material, and they do this all blasé because they know that the platforms can't see what they're doing. In the past, the first thing that they would try to do is get their victims off the platform onto an encrypted communication platform of the that they have control of, like Signal or WhatsApp or one of those other ones, because it was a safe environment for them to do it. They can now just carry on doing their activities on the platforms itself because the platforms are protecting them. And this blog post goes into how there's a proven evidence-based that this is hurting the ability for law enforcement to target and see and stop these people, because the number of reports has gone down. They try and spin it by saying in the encrypted environment there's still user report tools, so we're expecting the children to self-report the fact that they're being groomed. The whole fact is they're being groomed, so they don't understand that there's something not right, and they're not going to report it. So saying that you're putting encryption in place but it's okay because they can report it themselves doesn't really work for me. I will always bang on about it, but it's not going to change. The people who hold this privacy is everything message are the ones who are the loudest and the ones who get heard and the ones that the government will bow down to. So at the end of the day, well done, you're probably going to keep hold of your privacy rights. Children will still be at risk. So I will carry on doing my blog posts, I will carry on doing my education piece, because I will hopefully get through to enough parents, teachers, people like that, who will be able to educate the child, and at least then they stand a fighting chance, because we're clearly not going to use technology to help them. I'll get off my soapbox on that one, and that's us up to date for this roundup. I hope this is something that's a benefit. There's a little bit of humour in there as well, and if you want to reach out, ask any questions, please do so, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks very much. Have a good weekend.